Oh, well, today's an interesting day. I'm selling this here. It's a 12.4 Predator Revo. You know what? And you're thinking, what's the big deal about this shaft, selling it, whatever. I'm like a sentimental person, so like I don't mind sharing stories. Some people think it's weird, it's fine. But this shaft, I'm getting ready to sell it in like a half hour. But I got this Revo like when Revos were first released. I remember Billy Thorpe had a Revo at Derby. It was in January of whatever year. And I hit a few balls with it, and I had to have one. That's the first time I'd ever seen one. And long story short, you couldn't get your hands on one because they were selling for insane amounts of money. There wasn't very many out there. So I actually went and bought a whole cue, like a $1,300 cue. And then I sold the butt, never hit a ball with it, and sold the butt, and I bought this. And I kept the Revo. I picked up this Revo. I played with it for 2 weeks, something like that. And then like beginning of March came around. It was like 2 weeks after I bought it, and I went and played a bar table tournament in Lancaster, Ohio called the Fairfield County's Best. It's one of the biggest bar table tournaments in the country, probably. Every year they have 180 plus players. It's race to 2 8-ball. Pays real good. Pays like $6,000, $40 entry plus Calcutta. But anyway, I went and played that tournament with this shaft, and I might be stretching it when I say this, but I might have missed 3 balls the entire tournament. But honestly, I can only remember like 1. I don't even remember missing 3. I remember missing 1. I think it was Jeremy Haynes. I missed 1. But anyway, I played absolutely phenomenal with it. I had no adjustment with this shaft. I went from a 314-2 Predator to this. I understood the knowledge or the technology behind it, so I understood how to make the adjustment. And like, I had no adjustment as far as like my game. I gamed instantly. I instantly played pool better. I think a lot of it was probably confidence. It was a new product. I knew it was going to be the next big thing. And at this tournament, 185 people I think was in it that year. Me and one other person had carbon, and I believe they had a Revo also. So 180 some players, and there was only 2 carbon shafts in the entire building. And I just think that's an interesting fact because now they're everywhere, and absolutely everywhere. But at the time, I was dating somebody, and I never even planned on playing pool much anymore. I just wanted to tinker around the garage, and she talked me into going into playing this Fairfield County's Best tournament. And she went with me, and I played that tournament. Played phenomenal, ended up winning it. Played Bob Dutil in the final. Shout out to Bob Dutil if you ever see this. Great guy. Only time I've ever played him. Plays great bar table 8-ball. But I got fortunate enough to beat him and won. And I won like almost 4,000, 3,500 or something. But and it was my first tournament, in a minute, like big tournament. Anyway, so instead of quitting pool or falling back on it at that moment, long story short, somebody close to my girlfriend at that time had passed away, and I sat there with them in their last moments and everything, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna play pool. Like, it's what I want to do. So that's not my goal now, not my dream now to play pool for a living or anything, but I did. I went for 5 years and played pool and only pool for like 5 years, 4 to 5 years. So, and I did it with this shaft for about 4 of them. And it is hard to tell how much money I made with this shaft. I really don't know. Over 100, like over 100,000. I know that. It was insane. I mean, I could sit here and probably think of 50 that I won with it just in certain tournaments, but I know I made over 100 with just this shaft in the short time that I played with it, because I played with it for a few years, and then I met Stephen Dubas out of Wichita, Kansas, and I have a Wheat State custom carbon shaft now, and I absolutely love it. So, but anyway, I'm selling this Revo. It's I got a lot of memories with this Revo. I probably went from like a 680 player to a 730 player with just this shaft. So probably a 50-point Fargo increase, which was pretty hard at that, at that range. It's really hard to gain 50 points. But I'm a firm believer that I'm not a big fan of Predator anymore. I don't really play with them much. But as I said, with the BK Rush and an old Predator butt, it's not even really a Predator anymore. It's been cut down and customized and everything. But not like a big fan of Predator anymore. There's nothing wrong with them, but not a big fan. But I'm a firm believer that this shaft, this exact carbon shaft, this Revo, changed my entire life, to be honest with you. My whole career in pool, if you want to call it that. But it changed my whole life. I fell in love with pool again with this shaft and all that. I'll probably regret selling it, and that's okay. But I still have the butt that I used it with. I'm never getting rid of that butt. I've had it for 10 years. It's a P3. It's in my case, and I've won like probably 200,000 to 300,000, 250, 300,000 with that cue over the course of 10, 12 years. It was crazy. So, but I'm a firm believer that this shaft right here changed my entire maybe my entire course of my life, really. I mean, because I plan on having pool involved in my life for the rest of it, for the rest of my life. And a big part of that was the last 5, 6 years being around it. So, a big fan of the Revos. I mean, Predator's a whole other story. You know, they do great things and stuff like that. I'm not talking about Predator or any other brands. I'm talking about the Revo. I think the Revo revolutionized, not to sound corny, pun on words, but I think it revolutionized pool. It changed everything. Carbon's everywhere now. So I thought I would share that. The shaft means a lot to me, and I hate to see it go. I don't have to let it go. I don't need the money, but I got too many other things, and I'm actually going to take this money and invest in 2 new custom carbon shafts from Wheat State Custom Carbon out of Kansas. So the money's going to be well spent, and I'm excited to get the new shafts and learn them, and I know it's going to be a great thing. But I wanted to share this about this Predator Revo, and the guy that gets it, I might even fill him in a little bit, maybe not. He might even see this, I don't know. But anyway, that's my story with the Revo, how I started playing with carbon, and it was just more consistent and everything at the time. It really hit a lot of flaws in my stroke at the time and stuff like that, and allowed me to play better pool. And I've worked on a lot of them flaws since then. But it was a heck of a piece of equipment, man. It was a great piece of equipment for its time, and they still are. They're still absolutely wonderful. But I'm glad to move on and go into custom carbon and get things how I want them and tuned how I prefer them. But I thought I would share that with you guys. I hope you enjoy. It's a random little story, but yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go meet him right now. So hope you all have a good day, and thanks for listening if you listen to this whole thing. So, sorry, good thing it's carbon, right? That's a benefit. But yeah, if you listen to the story, I appreciate you. All have a good day. Thanks.